Wednesday, October 1st, 2025, AGNDD intelliReport topic. List of individual cats. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this entirely AI-generated article-based video. This is a list of individual cats who have achieved some degree of popularity or notability. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Cats from before the modern era. Nejem or Nojem, Egyptian NDM, Sweet One or Sweetie, 15th century BCE. The cat of Puimre, second priest of Amun during the reign of Queen Hatshepsut. Depicted on a damaged relief from Puimre's tomb, Nejem is the earliest known cat to bear an individual name. Tamu, Egyptian TMJW she-cat, 14th century BCE. The cat of Crown Prince Thutmose, mummified after her death and buried in a decorated sarcophagus in Prince Thutmose's own tomb following his own early demise. Muetza, 7th century CE, the possibly apocryphal cat of the Islamic prophet Muhammad. Pangurban, Old Irish white panger, the meaning of the latter word is unclear, 8th-9th century CE. The cat of an otherwise unknown Irish monk, who wrote a poem cataloging the similarities between the cat's character and his own. Pollocky, died of 1440-1460, is a 15th century mummified cat that was discovered in 1906 inside the walls of the Grote Kerk in Breda, Netherlands. In 2025, the cat was officially named Pollocky and returned to public display in the church. Cats famous in their own right. Cats in music. Delilah, belonging to the Queen frontman Freddie Mercury. Mercury paid tribute to Delilah, a female calico cat on the Queen album Innuendo. Cat world record holders. Colonel Meow, a Himalayan Persian mix who became famous on social media websites for his extremely long fur and scowling face. As of 2014, he holds the Guinness World Record for longest hair on a cat, 9 inches. Died 2014. Cream Puff, 1967-2005, Guinness World Records verified longest-lived cat, at just over 38 years, owned by Jake Perry of Austin, Texas. Flossie, Guinness World Records verified oldest cat alive, as of January 2024, born in 1995, owned by Victoria Green of Orpington, England. Nala Cat, a slightly cross-eyed Siamese tabby mix. With 4.3 million followers on Instagram and her own brand of cat food, her value was estimated to be $100 million in 2022, making her the richest cat in the world at that time. Prince Chunk, a short-hair cat alleged to weigh 44 pounds, 2 pounds short of the world record. Stewie, Guinness World Record holder for world's longest domestic cat from August 2010 until his death on the 4th of February 2013. Towser the Mouser, 1963 to 1987, of Glenturret Distillery in Crieff, Scotland, holds the Guinness World Record for the most mice caught, 28,899. Cats on ships. Spaceflight cats. Mrs. Chippy of Endurance, cat on the Ernest Shackleton expedition. Nansen of Belgica, the ship's cat on board during the Belgian Antarctic expedition 1897-99. Simon, celebrated ship's cat of HMS Amethyst. In addition to being presented with multiple medals, he was the only cat to have won the PDSA's Dickin Medal for his rat-catching and morale-boosting activities during the Yangtze incident in 1949. He also received the rank of Able Sea Cat. Trim of HMS Reliance and HMS Investigator, the first cat to circumnavigate Australia. Companion of Matthew Flinders. Unsinkable Sam of the German battleship Bismarck, HMS Cossack, and HMS Ark Royal. All 3 ships were torpedoed, but Sam survived each sinking and retired to a home on dry land. The most famous mascot of the British Royal Navy. On railways, Tama, a calico cat who was the station master at Kinokawa, Wakayama Railway Station, Wakayama Prefecture, Japan from 2007 to 2015. Cat mascots. Algonquin hotel cats named Hamlet and Matilda, resident cats of the Algonquin Hotel in New York City. The Algonquin was for many years home to the Algonquin Round Table, consisting of such American wits as Dorothy Parker, Alexander Woolcott, and Harpo Marx. There have been 9 cats who have called the Algonquin their home since the 1930s, but not all have been female. All the males have been named Hamlet, in deference to the actor John Barrymore, and the females Matilda. Sero, the political mascot of the Turkish Republican People's Party, CHP, who resided in the party's headquarters in Ankara until his death in September 2024. Smudge, employed for many years at the People's Palace, Glasgow, and a trade union member as a result. Cats of famous people. Félicette, the only cat ever launched into space. Launched by the French Centre d'Enseignement et de Recherche de Médecine Aéronautique, CERMA, on the 18th of October 1963, Félicette was recovered alive after a 15-minute flight and a descent by parachute. Félicette had electrodes implanted into her brain, and the recorded neural impulses were transmitted back to Earth. Bimbo, the cat belonging to Archbishop Makarios III during his year in exile in the Seychelles. Choupette, the pet and muse of designer Karl Lagerfeld. FDC Willard, the pen name of Chester, the cat of Jack H. Hetherington, who listed the cat as co-author of several physics papers from 1975 to 1980. Foss, belonging to Edward Lear, subject of many drawings, some published in the heraldic blazon of Foss the cat, inspired the owl and the pussycat. Lear buried Foss in his garden and died himself only 2 months later. Mademoiselle Fifi, also known as Parée, the cat of American aviator John Moisant. Fifi accompanied Moisant during the first aeroplane flight from London to Paris on the 23rd of August 1910. After Moisant was killed at New Orleans in December 1910, a photo was published of Fifi attending Moisant's funeral, draped in mourning cover. Olivia Benson, a Scottish foal belonging to Taylor Swift. Olivia Benson's worth was estimated to be $97 million in 2023, making her the 3rd richest pet in the world. Snacks, belonging to Bethany Cosentino of Best Coast. Snacks was featured on the cover of the band's debut album Crazy for You, and Snacks and Cosentino were featured together in a PETA ad campaign. Sprite, belonging to Bill Watterson, creator of Calvin and Hobbes. She was an inspiration for some of Hobbes's physical features and behaviors, such as his habit of pouncing on Calvin.
Thank you for watching this AGNDD intelliReport, dear viewers. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell button to get notified during new uploads. And make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers!
Famous cats by country. Canada, Tuxedo Stan, a cat who ran for mayor of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Czech Republic, Mika, Czech Republic's first cat belonging to the President Peter Pavel. Ecuador, Mishi, also known as the Embassy Cat, was Julian Assange's cat that lived with him in the Ecuadorian embassy in London until Assange's arrest. Estonia, August, a local celebrity receiving pets from and taking photos with locals and tourists living on the streets of Kalamaja. Indonesia, Bobby Kertanegara, a domestic short-haired tabby cat known for being the pet of Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto. Jersey, officially the bailiwick of Jersey. Oscar, a cat in Jersey fitted with bionic hind limbs designed by vet Noel Fitzpatrick following an accident in 2009. Mexico, Balam, the 11th of November 2015 to the 8th of September 2024. An oriental short-haired tabby who grew to fame on Instagram for his discussions with his owner Phaedra Barat. Balam's fame launched the Balam Foundation, a rescue non-profit dedicated to ending animal suffering in Mexico's most impoverished communities. New Zealand, Mittens, approximately 2009 present Balamant, a ginger Turkish Angora who wandered Wellington, New Zealand, especially in Te Aro, before his relocation to Auckland. He has a Facebook fan base who regularly post photos of him climbing into rental cars, entering businesses, and napping in unusual places. Paddles, New Zealand's first cat, a polydactyl cat that belonged to Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. Poland. Gacek, a male domestic cat with tuxedo fur, who over the years 2020-2023 has become a prominent tourist attraction in the city of Szczecin, Poland, and received widespread attention from international media. Sweden. Lufer Lasse, Swedish, Lasse the Vagabond, an orange cat that gained notoriety for his daily excursions to the Örby shopping center in Trollhättan, Sweden. His return home is usually done by hitchhiking in one of the shopping center's visitors' cars. He became associated with the Swedish annual charity fundraiser Musikhjälpen, of which he has brought in more than 2 million SEK. In 2024, he starred in the slow television show En helg med Lufer Lasse, and a statue in his honor was erected close to his usual whereabouts at the Örby shopping center. Taiwan. Think and Tsai, who belonged to Tsai Ing-wen, the former president of Taiwan. Turkey. Gilay, a cat from Istanbul, best known for living in the Hagia Sophia. Tombali, popular street cat from Istanbul who got a statue after his death. Sarah Fettin, who resided in the headquarters of the Republican People's Party, was a significant icon in Turkish politics before dying at the age of 20. Russia. Rusik, the Russian police sniffer cat in Stavropol, who died in the line of duty fighting against illegal endangered sturgeon fish traffic in 2003. Ukraine. Stepan, Ukrainian Stepan, is a striped cat from Kharkiv, who became famous worldwide during the COVID-19 pandemic. His Instagram page helped raise support for Ukrainian animals after the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Stepan was appointed as an ambassador by the Ministry of Culture and Information Policy as part of their Save Ukrainian Culture campaign. In 2024, after Stepan became ill from the continuing attacks, he and his owner relocated to Germany. Famous cats from the United Kingdom. Attlee, resident cat of the Speaker of the House of Commons, named for Prime Minister Clement Attlee. Beerbohm, a cat that resided at the Gielgud Theatre in London. Bob, year of birth unknown to 2020, a London street cat made famous in books and a film. Casper, 1997-2010, a cat who regularly rode the bus on his own in Plymouth and had a book written about his story. Catmando, joint leader of the official monster raving Loony Party from 1999 to 2002. Chief Mousers to the British Cabinet Office. Freya, Humphrey, Larry, Peter II, Peter III, Sybil Wilberforce. Crimean Tom, a cat that helped British Army troops find food after the siege of Sevastopol. Faith, a London cat that took up residence in St. Faith and St. Augustine's Church by St. Paul's Cathedral in wartime, and received a PDSA silver medal for her bravery in caring for her kitten when the church was bombed. Gladstone, Chief Mouser of Her Majesty's Treasury at Whitehall in London since 2016. Hamish McHamish, 1999, the 11th of September 2014, a long-haired ginger cat that was adopted by the citizens of the town of St. Andrews, Fife, Scotland, and has had a statue built in his honor. Hodge, the very fine cat of Samuel Johnson. Jock, the favorite cat of Winston Churchill in his later life. Named after Jock Colville, who gave Churchill the cat for his 88th birthday. The National Trust now ensures that there is always a marmalade cat called Jock at Churchill's home, Chartwell. Mike, 1908 to January 1929, a cat who guarded the entrance to the British Museum. Nala, a cat popular with commuters known for sitting on ticket barriers at Stevenage railway station. Nelson, Prime Minister Winston Churchill's cat, who resided at 10 Downing Street and elsewhere during the Blitz, noted in Eric Larson's book, The Splendid and the Vile and Elsewhere. Palmerston, Chief Mouser of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office from 2016 to 2020. Peter, the Lord's cat, the only animal to have an obituary in Wisden Cricketer's Almanac. Simpkin, the traditional name of the Mouser of Hertford College, Oxford, named after a character in the book The Tailor of Gloucester by Beatrix Potter. The current incumbent from 2017 is Simpkin IV. Tibbs the Great, November 1950 to December 1964, was the British Post Office's #1 cat and kept the post office headquarters completely mouse-free during his 14 years of service. Tiddles, tabby resident of the ladies' toilet at Paddington Station, London. Thousands of passengers met him and their donations fed him. Tobermory Cat, a cat living in Tobermory, made famous by Angus Stewart. Unsinkable Sam, the ship's cat that survived the sinking of the Bismarck, HMS Cossack, and HMS Ark Royal. Famous cats from the United States. U.S. presidential cats: India, Willie Bush, George W. Bush; Misty Malarkey, Ying Yang, Jimmy Carter; Puffins, Woodrow Wilson; Sean, Gerald Ford's daughter Susan; Sox Clinton, Bill Clinton; Tabby and Dixie, Abraham Lincoln; Tiger and Blackie, Calvin Coolidge; Willow, Joe Biden. Blackie the Talking Cat, a talking cat who was exhibited for donations by an unemployed couple on the streets of Augusta, Georgia. Blackie became the subject of a court case, Miles v. City Council of Augusta. Blue, a Siamese cat taken hostage in Gresham, Oregon in a grocery store in the United States in 1994. Browser, Texas Library Cat. Brunhilde, a cat known for having her photos displayed by the Library of Congress. CC, known as Copycat or Carbon Cat, the first cloned cat. Dusty the Klepto Kitty, U.S., notorious for being an expert night cat burglar. Francine, a cat living in a Lowe's store in Richmond, Virginia. FDC Willard or Felis domesticus Chester Willard, a feline physicist, co-author and author, owned by Jack H. Hetherington. Fred the Undercover Kitty, a cat famous for assisting the NYPD and Brooklyn District Attorney's Office in 2006. Hank the Cat, a Maine Coon who ran for Senate in the Commonwealth of Virginia in the 2012 U.S. elections. He finished in third place behind winner Democrat Tim Kaine. Jorts, office pet whose persona was used by a Twitter account to support workers. Lewis, a cat who became infamous after being placed under house arrest. Little Nicky, the first commercially cloned pet. Mayor Stubbs, a cat who was honorary mayor of the town of Talkeetna, Alaska from 1997 until his death in 2017. Nora, a gray tabby cat who apparently amuses herself by playing the piano. Oscar the Hospice Cat, written up in the New England Journal of Medicine for his uncanny ability to predict which patients will die by curling up to sleep with them hours before their death. To date, he has been right 100+ times. Pot Roast, a cat that went viral on TikTok. Room 8, a tomcat who appeared at Elysian Heights Elementary School in Echo Park, California, at the start of the school year in 1952, returning every day thereafter, before disappearing for the summer, only to return the following September. This behavior continued into the mid-1960s, ref Los Angeles Times. Scarlett, who in 1996 saved her kittens one by one from a fire in Brooklyn, New York, suffering horrible burns in the process. Named Scarlett by the firemen who rescued her, she became a famous example of the power of a mother's love. Famous cats on the internet. Grumpy Cat, U.S., real name Tartar Sauce, an internet celebrity known for her grumpy facial expression. Died in 2019. Henri Le Chat Noir, an internet film noir existentialist cat. Jorts and Jean, cats in a viral 2021 Reddit post who became organized labor advocates on Twitter. Lil Bub, U.S., star of Lil Bub and Friends. Long cat from Japan, real name Shiro, who became the subject of an internet meme due to her length. Maru, Japan, internet celebrity famous for his love of boxes. Smudge, Canada, also known as Table Cat, who became part of the woman yelling at a cat internet meme in 2019. The meme consisted of a screen cap of a woman pointing angrily from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, paired with a picture of Smudge at a dining table, seemingly looking confused. Sockington from the U.S., a cat famous for his posts on Twitter. Tara, U.S., a family cat from Bakersfield, California, who saved a 4-year-old boy from a dog attack in 2014 and became a viral internet sensation when household surveillance footage was published. Tater Tot, a disabled orange kitten with several malformations, including a cleft palate and completely curly legs, became famous in 2023 for his mismatched splints and grumpy expression. Tater Tot died suddenly only weeks after making headlines for being a tiny inspiration. Zoe the Cat, Ph.D., a cat accredited by the American Psychotherapy Association as part of a commentary about the state of accreditation within the industry by Dr. Steve Eichel. Cats in film and television. Morris the Cat, the advertising mascot for 9Lives brand cat food. Orangey, animal actor which appeared in Breakfast at Tiffany's and other movies. Palmer the Cat acted the part of Leo Kohlmeyer in the 1986 film The Richest Cat in the World. Sim Tung Brother Cream was a cat who lived in a convenience store in Hong Kong. He has appeared in a book and in advertising and on TV programs. Lorenzo the Cat, an American feline model which appeared in the CBS News Sunday Morning, New York Daily News, the Boston Globe, the Seattle Times, the Times of India, and other various places such as magazines. Cats in literature. Katerina, alternatively spelled Katerina, Edgar Allan Poe's pet cat and the inspiration for his story The Black Cat. Cleo, 1982 c. 2006, a black cat owned by author Helen Brown and her son Sam. Cleo featured in Brown's 2010 best-selling novel Cleo. Dewey read more books, the library cat from Spencer, Iowa. Born November 1987, abandoned at the library in January 1988, died December 2006. Subject of a best-selling 2008 book, Dewey, the small-town library cat who touched the world. Henrietta, the now-deceased cat of New York Times foreign correspondent Christopher S. Wren, made famous by the book The Cat Who Covered the World. Hodge, Dr. Samuel Johnson's favorite cat, famously recorded in James Boswell's 1791 Life of Johnson as shedding light on his owner's character. Homer, 1997-2013, blind cat and the subject of Homer's Odyssey, famous for saving his owner from a burglar. Geoffrey, the visionary poet Christopher Smart's cat, who is praised as surpassing in beauty in his owner's poem Jubilate Agno. Geoffrey was Smart's only companion during his confinement in an asylum in 1762-63. The Geoffrey extract is set as a treble solo in the festival cantata, Rejoice in the Lamb Op. 30 by Benjamin Britten. Tao, male seal point Siamese, inspiration for a main character in the 1961 novel The Incredible Journey.